welcome aboard, good tidings. As you can probably tell, we're starting to run out of video ideas. Anyway, in today's video we're going to look at very, very cheap things that we can't live without on the boat. Things that every boat should have. And they're all pretty much
under
less,
$10.
Under $10, £10, 10 Canadian dollars. Around that price, or much, much less. So,
yeah.
First one, Fairy Liquid.
Fairy Liquid.
Or washing up liquid. So on a boat, everything has to have at least 2 uses, otherwise it's useless, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
So let's go through some of the uses of Fairy Liquid on a boat. It's always pretty good to use Eco on the boat because it's gonna run off into the water and you don't want those little fishies to be poisoned. Gotta protect the fishes.
Yep.
What I'd probably use the most Fairy Liquid on is this rope here, because we sleep basically under here, and the tiniest bit of squeaking here is so loud inside. So we have this, I'm also pulling the boat in at the same time. We have this cloth here as well, which I will fill with Fairy Liquid, and also where the rope comes through I just put on some Fairy Liquid generously. You can never have too much.
If you have too much, your boat slip away.
Yeah, so put that on there, that on there. So actually a subscriber suggested this, and it's been absolutely super duper useful because it lasts for like a week basically. I used to just pour water on it to make it not squeak, but with the wind it dries within 6 hours. But yeah, you got about a good week of squeak free ropes with this amazing invention. And another thing as well about Fairy Liquid, they did some tests as well for cleaning canvases like spray hoods and everything like that, and Fairy Liquid, or washing up liquid, was ranked just as good as marine specialist canvas cleaners. So it's very invaluable to have on the boat, and this is €1 for Eco as well.
In Monaco as well.
In Monaco as well.
Monaco. Uh-oh.
Right, let's go on to the next little cheeky thing that we've got. This one's almond flavour. It's delicious. Anyway, another use for the Fairy Liquid, as you can see, we're in the toilet. You just squirt a bit in there. It does lubricate the toilet. It's not as good as oil, but it gives it a good clean. So it's nice to just suck a bit of water through. It is as well better to use fresh water rather than salt water, but I mean, with salt water it is fine. If you want to really take care of your toilet, you want to pour warm fresh water, pump it through with some Fairy Liquid, and regularly oil and lubricate your toilet, because your gaskets in there will thank you later.
Washing liquids partner is the next product, and this magical green thing,
it's called Scotchbrite, but that's the brand name. You can pick up this magical green stuff
wherever. This is a colorful version, which is really cheap. This is really, really, really good for cleaning anything, especially very good to scratch off fabric dirt. Now we're gonna show you how it works.
We're gonna test it on this stubborn stain.
Alright, so we have prepped some water and a little bit tiny liquid, and then soap it over. Wow, you see? Wow. You see? All that gone.
Woo.
I feel like I'm a television sale channel. Whoa, magic!
It's super satisfying.
Whoa.
Especially for EVA, it's really good, but also as well for cleaning aluminium. So when we put the new spreader roots on, we gave it a good clean with Scotchbrite, and we realised when cleaning this peak just how good it was.
Alright. Ta-da!
Excelente.
Definitely get it.
Well done.
It doesn't only just work outside, it can also work inside the boat. especially the kitchen. Which leads to our next thing, a very, very needed to be cleaned mocha cup.
Whoa. So we also are using bicarbonate of soda, which in itself has many, many uses.
Such as when there's way too much harder old stain, some baking soda will making new. Have a look before and after.
Also, as a moisture absorbent as well.
They also suck up smells if you just place them on a flat space and then wet them a little bit and you leave it wherever it smells, then it kind of absorbs smells.
Well, now we've got it washed. This is also super useful on a boat, and you can get them for less than a tenner. And it does a triple espresso. You just fill it up with water, put this little thing in it, fill it with coffee, screw on. But this is really good because it makes super strong coffee. You can make it just before your passage or your trip, and then you can either add water to it to make an Americano, or you can just sip the espresso for the rest of the day, really.
And while you wait for your coffee, it's a good idea to have a game of chess. The chessboard or a chess set is really saved us a lot of boring time from the boat life. When you don't have internet, when you don't have a battery, then play chess is a very good idea, and it trains your brain too. I'm really addicted, I have to admit.
But it doesn't have to be chess. It can also be Monopoly. It could be Ludo. You know, the classics. Board game classics. Cluedo, Buckaroo.
I have to say my favorite is chess though, because it never gets old.
Yeah.
It's a classic.
It's not as big a classic as Snakes and Ladders though, is it? Another thing that's super useful are these little screw-in hooks, as you can see, for hanging various items. Everything, yeah, you can see this vegetable net is hung up with the magical screw-in hook. And it's always good to keep some spare. We always have some.
If you don't want to do permanent damage to your lovely boat, here is another option, a blue tag. And they don't leave a mark.
Exactly, and also good for putting up like little decorations. But we always have a little blue tack storage handy here. Another thing which is super useful and multi-usage are these bungee cords. So these are really cheap, and they probably only last about a year because of UV degradation. It just eventually gets to them and then they end up pinging off. But once they're done, you can take off the hooks. What we do is we have a little supply of elastic, which obviously this one doesn't have ends, but then we just tie the ends to it, and then you have basically an endless supply of elastic things, and they usually last, like I said, about a year. And these have loads of uses. For example, making makeshift clotheslines. We've had to do that a few times to hang up our wet clothes. Also as emergency sail cover ties. What else have we used them for?
Bimini.
For the bimini, yeah, we attach each corner of the bimini to it. So many uses, and yeah, they're super useful. I like to just keep them wrapped around here. But like I said, quite a low shelf life. They should be stored inside, really. Another thing, these little kind of, they're not ratchet straps, but kind of well, they're from Nadiana's rafting days in China. Super duper multi-usage. We use them mostly to keep our big fat gas canister safe when we're rolling around in the high seas. Yeah, for obvious reasons, they are super good. And they can be pulled nice and tight also, like that.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
yeah, also good for tying dinghies down, tying anything down. And whilst we're here, do you recognise this? Super cheap, super good for when you're cruising. The old solar shower. An obvious one that you're going to need on a boat is a hose pipe, but not just for filling up your water. That's a pretty obvious use. It's also good for what we use it for.
It's to flush out the sink. Because we live on a boat and we cook a lot, as you know. So sometimes some residue gets stuck in the YouTube.
In the YouTube. The smell. Ooh, it's all creamy. The smell is disgusting. I don't know if it's special to this boat where the water gets clogged kind of in the U-bend. Or whether that's normal.
That is washing machine.
Are you having fun?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm a bit like wasting water.
Right.
Alright, I think it's enough.
Another essential item. I think this was £20, but it's a good quality torch. I can't remember the amount of lumens in it, but it's rechargeable. But this is super duper useful. It's useful for catching mosquitoes, because sometimes they're difficult to see, but once you've got a torch, you can get a really good shine on them and you can see them. We usually go for a mosquito hunt at night before we go to bed. It's also good for shining. If you're coming into an anchorage at night, someone can be on the bar with this and it will literally light up any buoys or any hazards in the water. Also, it is good for shining up onto the mast at night as well if you need to see any bits and bobs. And it's just perfect.
Next item, a vacuum bag. During winter, big coats are very necessary, but during summer, where should you store these? Space is one thing that live aboard life don't offer. This is when these bags come to be really helpful. Well, don't die on me.
Well, you get the idea.
Yeah. It usually comes with a pump, so don't worry about this part.
Or you can just use your dinghy pump, turn it around to suck mode and then pump it.
Oh, nice.
Keeps out mould as well. Now, when you think clothes peg, you're probably going to think something like this. Now, we do use these. They're okay, but so many times have we had to bend over the side of the boat, pick them out of the sea, or watch them float away helplessly because they've pinged off. Because what they do is they ping off sideways like that, especially in any sort of strong wind. They just end up flicking off. You hear them just go ping and float off into the water. In fact, a couple of days ago I was trying to fish one out of the water here.
Peg down.
Weak peg, bad peg. If you're living on a boat, especially if you're exposed to a lot of sea winds, then you need to get some thick, badass, strong pegs that will hold up.
Good job. Hold up to any wind except Mark's hand.
If you get one or two of these on your towel, they're going nowhere. They're very strong.
Yeah, even just one would be enough.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Right, another thing. Stylish, fast drying, compact towel. We don't use the nice, big, fluffy towels. They're not very good because they don't dry very well. These ones, they're kind of like a big microfiber towel. They dry within an hour or two after you've had your shower, and they also are very, very compact, as you can see.
And they can use as a beach towel or yoga mat or whatever.
You've probably seen these waterproof bags, good for taking stuff to the shore, especially when you're carrying things in a dinghy, because you know dinghies get wet, they get wet floors, they collect rain, and they also get full of sand and bits and bobs, so these are also super duper useful. We've got 2 or 3 different sizes that we use. And this is the tip as well, which was given to us by some subscribers. They recommended this, which is a TransferWise bank account, which is basically a multi-currency bank account. You top it up with as much money as you like, and then you can basically go to any country and it exchanges it. You don't need to worry about changing your money, and you just take money out from the ATM in the country that you go to with very, very few charges. In fact, you don't have any charges, and it's been absolutely amazing for us in France, and we would highly recommend it. Super simple to use as well.
And it looks really chic. Who's got green card?
We've got a neon card. So yeah, TransferWise, super nice. And it only costs £5, and that's basically for your card. And I think the account's free to set up. Super trustworthy and super good. But yeah, I'm covering up the details on the card, so in case there's any cyber criminals watching, alright? No thieving.
Saving your £50.
Yeah, no one's getting my £50.
Let's wrap up the video in the kitchen again with this. Is just the cheapest vinegar in any supermarket you can find, probably less than €1, and you dilute
Yeah.
with water in a spray bottle, and then you can just spray anywhere with a cloth, and then you mop it off. It's very good disinfectant, and it's chemical free. It's just the best.
And also it stops mildew as well.
Yeah, so it's very useful on the boat too. And you can also soak your vegetable in this to wash them, so they're free from the pesticide. So the next thing is vitamin C bubbly tablets. They are the best when we have a headache because of dehydration during the passage. So it's very good and tasty and healthy. Oh, sorry, I didn't notice. Did you like the cup that I was just drinking out of? Well, it's overpriced and it's on our merch store on teespring.com. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. But let us know as well, what are your essential items which are on the boat? Let us know in the comments. And have we missed anything? Thank you very much to all of you amazing people who are showing up on the screen now for all your support through Coffee and PayPal. It's massively generous, honestly. We can't thank you enough. So yeah, thank you very much to you guys. Thanks to everyone who leaves a like on the video. That's also very much appreciated. And any comments, advice is all good. Obviously, we are still selling the boat. We've got some interested parties. We will get back to you soon on how all that's going. And, well, we'll see you in the next video, I suppose. Bye. Bye.